just waiting for folks to join. We're going to be talking about top 3 anti-anxiety techniques that are serving our clients right now. So it's great to have you here today. We are in beautiful Bellingham, Washington. It was raining a little this morning, but looked like it's clearing up now. And so welcome everybody. Great to have you here today. We're going to go ahead and get started. So like I said, we are in beautiful Bellingham, Washington, right near the Canadian border. So using the chat function, let us know, where are you dialing in from today? Are you here in the Pacific Northwest with us? Are you on the East Coast? We get a lot of folks from someone from Bellingham or from Bellevue, San Diego, New Jersey. Great. Welcome. Great to have you guys here today. Hope you're having a nice summer, a nice day. So let's just get started here. I created Cascade Hypnosis Center in 2013 after a really low point in my life. As a matter of fact, I ended up in the emergency room and I turned my life around. So I ended up in the emergency room because of alcohol, and I ended up stopping drinking and creating Cascade Hypnosis Center, completely turning my life around over 10 years ago. And so if you are sitting there right now thinking, oh my gosh, Erika, I have my own problems, or oh my gosh, Erika, how can I do this? You are in exactly the right place, because since then, we've trained hundreds of 350, probably close to 400 by now, compassionate humans in this wonderful art and science of hypnosis and hypnotherapy. I'm a board certified hypnotist and a master accredited professional hypnotherapy instructor, Order of the Braid with the National Guild of Hypnotists, and I've won a bunch of awards. And all of that is just to say how much I love hypnosis and how this is really a profession that you can grow in. So there are some photos here of that. I'm also an author. You might be familiar with Can You Be a Hypnotist? And if you don't have a copy of that yet, leave a comment in chat. Tim, our admissions director of admissions, is here. Thank you from Tim. Tim's coming to us from Hawaii, which is nice. And we'll be sure to make sure you get a copy of Can You Be a Hypnotist? I'm also an author of 3 other books, and one of the most popular ones is Reprogram. Yeah, Reprogram Your Weight. Always shows up a little strange on this screen here, but we help a lot of people lose weight, a lot of people stop drinking, and number one, a lot of people get rid of anxiety. So that's what we're talking about here today. Anxiety is really one of the root causes that we help our clients with. My goal is to change 1 million lives with the power of hypnosis. And how I'm going to get there is 1,000 students who help at least 1,000 people. Now, at that threshold, we've got 1 million people whose lives have been changed with hypnosis. And I'm pretty sure we're going to change the mindset of the public as to what hypnosis really is, so that people consider going to the hypnotist first before they pop pills and do some of the other things that just tend to perpetuate their issue, doesn't seem to solve their issue. Our agenda today, we're going to go over the modern and professional hypnotherapeutic techniques that we teach and use here at Cascade Hypnosis Center. I have had clients yesterday, I have clients here today, so it's really enjoyable for me to both be a trainer but also continue to see clients in a private practice. Now, the skills and what I teach is systematic and repeatable, which means that you will have success right in class. You will be hypnotizing and gaining skill in class, which gives you confidence, which means you will be going from what we call classroom to client. You will leave the classroom and you'll go work with your first clients. As a matter of fact, a couple of our grads from the last hypnosis training, which was in April, they're already seeing clients, they're seeing paid clients, they're getting results. So they're really excited, and we're really excited, of course. But that's how we want to do it. We want you seeing clients right away. Now, there's no prior experience or education required. You don't have to be a counselor or a therapist. And the main reason for that is because all of the answers are within our clients. Okay, it really is. When we quiet the thinking mind and get our clients access to the deeper truth inside of them, they have aha moments. They want to follow through on what they already realize, and they're not experiencing the same level of anxiety and distress as they were in the past. And guess what? They have control over it now. So they feel like they're more in control, and this can be life changing for our clients. Now, today we're going to look at hypnosis through the lens of anxiety and the symptoms of anxiety. So why are you here today? Are you thinking about becoming a professional hypnotist? Maybe you already have experience with hypnosis. Maybe you've been to see a hypnotist. Maybe you've been studying it online. Maybe a friend has. You might know the power of the mind. You might have an experience where you have an aha moment with the power of the mind. But you probably want the skills of a professional hypnotist, not just hypnosis. There's a lot of hypnosis out there, and this is the skills of a professional hypnotist so that you can see clients every single day, have a part-time practice or a full-time practice, and replace your existing income. We also have folks that come in who are retiring and they want to change their actual job from whatever they were doing to becoming a part-time or a full-time hypnotist. My story was that I left corporate America. I was a software engineer working in Silicon Valley, and I decided that I left that in order to be a hypnotist. So I left a lucrative career in computing and have created Cascade Hypnosis Center, and now we've just helped so many people. It's been extremely fulfilling personally, professionally, and for my family as well. So this training is for people with a servant's heart. So this might be you. You care about people. You actually want to see people live happier lives. You actually love to see the delight and the relief in your friends and family when something has clicked for them or when they actually follow through on things. Like, you really do want to make a difference in the world. And so what that means is most of our students are very compassionate. They come in, they're already healers, maybe massage therapists or a nurse. We get a lot of teachers and educators, massage therapists, coaches, and retirees. So do you feel like you're meant to help people in lasting and meaningful ways? And are you intrigued by how the mind works and believe we are more inherently powerful than we realize? And that's true. All of our clients, when we get them tapped back in to that power inside of them, they come alive. And it is an amazing thing to be a part of, to watch kind of somebody get rid of massive levels of past suffering and really come alive right in front of your face. As a matter of fact, I remember one of my clients, and I tell a story about this, but I'll kind of keep it short here. I saw her for the first time in my office. She came in super stressed, heads down. She says, "Erika, I'm not sure why I'm here. I've tried everything else." Well, by our third session, she came in, looked me in the eye. She was smiling. And so I saw her, my real client, for the first time. And she was happy and relaxed. And she went on to lose weight and sleep better and do everything that she wanted to do. But what an honor to be a part of that process of somebody getting rid of all of their anxiety and really being able to live the life that they really wanted. It's not just about our clients that are coming in. It tends to have a positive impact on their entire family. So it's not just about mom, right? When mom feels better, everybody feels better. All right, so what are the questions we're going to dive into today? Well, why become a hypnotist? What is it like? Does it actually work? Can you do it? How does our training work? What does our training include? What happens after class? And of course, what is the prize and when is it happening? We're going to cover all of that today. Feel free to use the Q&A and the chat. If you do have a specific question, we want you to use the Q&A because I'm more likely to see it. And otherwise, just use the chat. All right, so why become a hypnotist? Let me know if you have an idea why you want to become a hypnotist. Please type it into chat. But we do know from a lot of our grads, they want to help people. That's the number one reason I want to help. I want to be part of the solution. They see so much suffering and problems in the world. They want to be a part of the solution. As a matter of fact, a lot of our students coming in are continually kind of approached or asked by their friends. They find that a lot of people naturally are sharing with them. You might even have people who mention to you, "Wow, you're really easy to talk to," or I don't know why I said that. I've never shared this with anyone before." And what that means is that you're creating a comfortable space for these people to feel open enough to share something with you. So good job, and thank you for doing that. Earn a great income. You can earn a great income as a part-time or a full-time hypnotist. And the truth is, we do need to charge a certain amount in order to truly help our clients. And so we're not going to be on the low end of hypnosis. We're going to be more on the high end. So this is more a high ticket program, and that's where our clients get results. So our clients will tend to show up for themselves and do the work and do the self-hypnosis. And that means that you get to either replace your income. You're not going to have a second income if you don't want to. Okay. Getting started is relatively easy because there are no prerequisites. You don't have to have any particular schooling. It's easy to learn because the method that we use is systematic. Okay, it's systematic. There's an actual method to it that you will learn in class and apply in class. And again, the answers are within our clients. And so it's very empowering for our clients. Why become a hypnotist? Getting started is affordable. Training is between 5 and 15K. But other than that, your practice can be started really, really affordably. You don't even need an office. You can work from home and just do Zoom. And the truth is, a lot of our clients are open to Zoom hypnosis sessions now. I see about 50% of my clients here at Cascade Hypnosis Center in the office, and the other 50% on Zoom. And they might not even be here in town. They're across the country in North America, Canada, that type of a thing. So it's convenient for us, and it's convenient for our clients. You can work as little or as much as you want, so you get to set your own schedule. This is an entrepreneurial profession, and most of our grads really love that aspect because you can work when you want, and you have the freedom to run your own practice. You can do private, which is what I recommend. Once you have enough experience with that, I suggest that you move to groups so that you can help even more people. You can also do online trainings and create signature programs. And that's what we help a lot of our grads do, create signature programs and continue to work with people so that they can have a bigger impact and a great income. There's also personal reasons to become a hypnotist. And that was my story too, right? I kind of saved myself first with hypnosis. So a lot of our incoming students, as I said before, if you have your own issues, if you're wondering, oh my gosh, Erika, how can I help people when I can't sleep, when I have my own levels of anxiety, you're in exactly the right place, okay? What I find is that a lot of our best hypnotists, the folks who go on to open full-time practices and help lots and lots of people who are still in practice many, many years later. We have tons of grads like that. They usually come in with some of their own issues, right? And so they work through their own stuff first, and now that gives them a personal experience with the power of hypnosis. And if you don't have a personal experience with the power of hypnosis, we're going to give you one in class. That's the intention of class. You will leave knowing the truth about hypnosis. That makes it easy to tell a story and get clients, okay? You might also want to live better, more fully and alive. And a lot of people want to use hypnosis for internal spiritual growth. It's very meaningful work. And I hate to call it work, right? Because it's... we really kind of want to play, right? We want to create an environment where our client feels safe enough and the mind is kind of playing. And with playing, the anxiety goes down and insight goes up. And that's exactly what we're talking about here today. How do we get rid of anxiety, even if it's been there for decades, which often it is? Let's just take a quick look at what hypnosis actually is, how it works. You probably have some ideas about this already, but the way that I like to describe it is that hypnosis is a focusing and filtering mechanism. It depotentiates the left hemisphere. Now, the left hemisphere, the prefrontal cortex, the analyzing, what we might call the critical factor, or we want to depotentiate that part of the mind because it's usually what our clients are using all of the time. So they're using that part of the mind to solve all their problems, to search Google, to do things, but that isn't enough. And so that's when they come to the hypnotist. All of their normal things aren't working. So we're going to depotentiate that left hemisphere and allow the deeper parts of the mind, the subconscious mind, to come to the forefront. Hypnosis is a revealing mechanism. And I love it for that, but it also can be challenging because you can't quite tell clients exactly what's going to happen. It's like, I know that you're going to get results, but I don't know exactly what will be revealed by the subconscious mind. Clients appear, they enter into an altered state of consciousness. Now, if you had an EEG hooked up to your mind or to the client's mind, we would be able to say that you were predominantly in an alpha or a theta brainwave state. And that is light and flowy. So alpha is almost like the flow state. And theta is deeper than that. We call theta beyond words. So that's where you're feeling sensations and images. And from that state of mind, we have access to deeper parts of what's going on with our clients. From that place, our clients are able to gain insight, and we're able to reprogram that part of the mind so that they are able to get the results that they want. It feels somewhat magical. Hypnosis is not magic, but people call it magic all the time because that's what it feels like. It feels like that because the effort isn't there. We're not using effort to solve the problems, okay? We are using the deeper parts of the mind, the part of us that it's always there. And neuroscientists say that up to 95% of our decision making is happening at that lower level already. So that's where we want to go. We want to go to the source of the information, the source of the problem, and that's what hypnosis gives us direct access to do. Hypnosis, one way that you can think about it is accelerated learning. Now, you might have heard of a phobia. A phobia can be kind of created instantaneously, and that's how quickly the brain learns. Well, the brain can learn that quickly on positive things as well. Okay, so what we want to be able to do is give our clients access to that subconscious mind so that they can make changes there, because changes are lightning fast and they're permanent. And this is just highly effective. It's how the brain already works. It's how we already learn. So we are just getting a lot better at understanding the mechanism of learning and getting rid of things that we don't want in our life anymore. So how does hypnosis actually impart change? How does it work? Well, it gets rid of limiting beliefs, things that we believe to be true or our clients believe to be true, but they're not actually true. Now, this might be an imprint from when our clients were younger. This could be something that they thought they learned from an authority figure and have believed their entire life. Maybe it's something about themselves or something about the way the world works. But when we go in with hypnosis and give them a fresh look at that experience, they often have a completely different outcome, and it shifts everything. So we want to get rid of those limiting beliefs. We also want to reprogram the mind for what is wanted and desirable. Most of our clients are going to come in knowing what they don't want. Oh, Erika, I don't want to be so stressed. I don't want to drink so much. I don't want to eat so much. And so we get to help them recognize and understand what they actually do want. And for a lot of our clients, identifying what they actually do want, that helps the mind just go and get it. So this is part of why it feels effortless for our clients. We're also going to help to reset the nervous system to a new, calmer normal and give our clients anti-anxiety tools to stabilize that. So now our client is operating at a new normal. And this new normal will be more peaceful, more fulfilling, and they feel like they're in control. They don't feel like the world is just chaotically spinning out of control all around them. What we do is we work on the root cause or root causes of the issue and the habitual components at the same time. What that means is if I'm helping somebody with weight loss, we might look at the root cause of why they're eating when they're not hungry. That might go back to an experience in childhood. Maybe they were bullied. Maybe there's some sexual trauma. And when we work through that, our client's going to be feeling significantly better. But they also might have a habit of eating after dinner, snacking or munching, grazing all day long, something like that. So then we're also going to address the habitual components. We do those two things at the same time, and our clients get results usually within a week. Okay. Now, the truth is we're going to work with our clients at least 5 times. All right. And that's part of the reason why, number one, we get such great results for our clients. And number two, it makes you, as the hypnotist and business owner, it makes your life a lot easier. The single session hypnosis experiences just don't work. Okay. So please do not be a single session hypnotist. It's very stressful for the client. And the reality is you at least need 2 sessions because you need the client to come back in and you're going to modify and adjust what they came in for. So we had a big discussion about this at the last National Guild of Hypnotists conference as to how most professional hypnotists do not appreciate the single session concept. Yes, our clients can get insight in that amount of time. Hypnosis is very powerful, but if you really want to help your client make the change and have the change stick forever, it is really kind of obnoxious to suggest that you only need a single session of hypnosis, even though you've struggled with this eating issue for your whole life, or you only need this single session of hypnosis to stop drinking, even though you've been drinking too much for 10 years. So we know that we can help our clients with that type of thing, but it tends to be more like 5 sessions, 6 for emotional eating, and more like 7 or 8 to stop drinking. And that's where our clients are getting actual results. They're feeling better about themselves and they're applying and living into the changes that they want to make. This makes your life easier because now you're only signing up or needing to sign up maybe 5 clients a month at $1,500, right? That'd be $7,500 in a month, rather than trying to sign up 20 different clients because you're only doing a single session. Okay, so I could talk about this all day long, but we really want to get results, lasting results for our clients. And the truth is, it is going to take more than 1 session, especially if our client has been struggling with their issue for decades. Okay. We need you as the loving, caring person that is going to support our clients. So why does it work? It's you, the hypnotherapist. Yes, our clients can do this on their own, but the truth is they need support. And there's a lot of issues that go a long way into their past. And having someone that has created a loving environment for them to have their nervous system calm down so that they can get access to the truth, your role cannot be talked about. It is very important because the connection that is created between the hypnotist and the potential client is very important. So your role is extremely important here. And we are looking for new people who have a servant's heart, who are not doing this for the money, although the money is great. You're doing it because you want to help people. And when you help people and people trust you, they will share with you. And now you have the right tools to help them achieve what they've never been able to achieve before. Okay. It helps our clients access the subconscious mind in a therapeutic and intentional way. And clients know what they want to be doing, but they just don't feel it in the moment, right? So this is where with hypnosis, there's a disconnect between what our clients want and how they actually feel, according to my heart. And so what we get to do in hypnosis, we get to help them with that heart space. We get to help them feel in a way that matches what they want. So then in the moment, they just feel like eating healthier. They just feel like going on the walk. They just feel like getting to bed early. And the truth is, we almost always do what we feel, right? We might complain about it otherwise. Okay, fine, I'll do it, but I don't really want to. So if we can get alignment between what our clients think and how they feel, it's going to make their lives so much easier. And that's one of the things that we're doing with hypnosis. And it's really fulfilling to help people realize how amazing they are. This is an extremely fulfilling job, seeing the light come on in your clients' life and their eyes, and then watching them go and make these changes in their life that they've never been able to do before. Okay. Now let's dive into the anti-anxiety techniques, because the truth is anti-anxiety is at the root, fear is at the root of nearly all of our clients' issues. And there's going to be a couple things that I am focusing on with every single client. It doesn't matter what they come in to see me for. It could be stopping smoking, could be physical pain in their body. They might want to stop drinking. They might want to lose weight. They might have trichotillomania, right? They're pulling their hair. They might have a fear of needles, something like that. It doesn't matter what it is, okay? Anxiety is part of it, okay? Anxiety and the feeling in the body is definitely part of it. And so teaching anti-anxiety techniques and tools and helping our clients gain skill. And that is so important. We're not just doing hypnosis with our clients. We are helping them to gain skill in a very, very powerful technique that they will use for the rest of their life. The rest of their life, these anti-anxiety techniques are usable. So my favorite one is called the unwind technique. It's used for acute anxiety. And the way it works is it helps our clients unwind the feeling of anxiety in their body. So this is used for acute anxiety. I'm going to teach this to my clients outside of hypnosis, and then we're going to practice it multiple times before the hypnosis session. The goal in this technique is to starve the brain from anxiety, which leads to neuroplasticity. And so one of the cornerstones of this technique is to understand, how do you know when you're anxious? So for you guys out there right now, how do you know when you're anxious? What is the first sign? Do you get tingly like in your fingers, or your hands start to sweat? Your heart might start to race. You might start to like kick your feet around. You might wiggle around in your chair. Maybe you don't feel like you want to sit still. So we're going to give our clients insight into what's actually going on with them in real time, okay? And so I'm going to ask my client, how do you know you're anxious? And they're going to write this down. And then we're going to do some hypnosis to unwind that anxiety. They're going to practice it a bunch of times. And then when they go out into the world that week, anytime they start to feel a little bit anxious, I'm going to have them do the unwind technique. Now, this is the number one technique that I've listed here for anti-anxiety, just because it's been so effective with my clients, so incredibly effective. By the time they see me the next week, most of them have had significant reduction in stress that week. They're sleeping better, and they have a little more control. And what's interesting is that a lot of times what they will report to me is, wow, Eric, it's been such a great week. They might not even remember that they had done some anti-anxiety techniques earlier on in the week. And this report has just been so consistent. I'll share it with you. But after 3 days of consistent practicing the unwind technique, clients are experiencing more peace in their life, and they're sleeping better. So the common report is that they just had the best week of their life. They have had more moments of peace and more moments of just kind of chilling and relaxing without the bombardment of anxiety. So when I ask them how their week went, they're usually like, it's been a long week, Erica. Has it really only been a week? They think it's been longer because there have been so many moments in each of their days that are meaningful to them, rather than trying to battle anti-anxiety or the right thing to say or not stressing out. Now they're feeling more like themselves, okay? We do have a video on this. It's on YouTube. So I encourage you guys to get on our YouTube channel. You can go watch how we actually do the anti-anxiety technique, this unwind technique, but it's highly effective. And so if you're experiencing lots of anxiety in your life, I encourage you to go start practicing that, and it'll be easy for you to teach to your clients as well. So hypnosis works. I want to share this story with you. Hypnosis works even when everything else has failed. And you might hear me say that a lot, but it's true. It's true because a lot of our clients have tried so many different things to feel better. Okay. And the truth is, they might be at rock bottom, if you want to call it that. They might be unsure if hypnosis is going to help. And this is a lot of clients coming to me, Erika, I don't know why I'm here, but I've tried everything else. Okay. And that was Linda's story too. Linda was having debilitating nightmares. And these nightmares were happening because of, unfortunately, she went through massive physical trauma when she was younger and abuse. As a matter of fact, she left her home country to get away from it, okay? And she was pregnant. And she knew for sure that she couldn't kind of be who she was and have a child. She knew, or thought at least, that this anxiety would rub off on her child, basically. So she came to see me ahead of that. And she had tried everything to get rid of these memories and emotions. Like I said, she had moved away from that country and started a brand new life. But the nightmares and everything was still there. Now, after the second session of hypnosis, I taught her this unwind anti-anxiety technique, and we did really deep hypnosis, including age regression. The nightmares were gone for the first time in like 25 years. I mean, it was so amazing, you guys. I still remember her walking in the door. She went on to have 2 kids that I know of because we kept in contact after this. And then she was also teaching. So it completely changed her life. I ended up working with her for 5 sessions, but like I said, this was life-changing for Linda, and I'm really proud of her and thankful that I was able to support her in this. And it was a horrific story of physical abuse, which is unfortunately common. Same thing with sexual abuse, as you can imagine. It's unfortunately common, but fortunately, hypnosis really does help, really helps our clients put that in the past, focus on their future, have the anti-anxiety techniques and ability to stay in control so they can enjoy their life, so they can go out with their kids or their sister or their family and go on the hike and get to sleep on time so they can get up early. It is a life-changing thing that we get to help our clients experience. So what separates hypnotists that struggle from the ones that make a difference? And, I do see a lot of hypnotists that struggle to start their practice. There's a variety of reasons for this, but part of it has to do with not having a systematic approach, right? A systematic approach, and I'll get to that in just a moment, but a systematic approach means you're not sitting there with your client trying to analyze them and figure out what to do. Okay, there are some very specific things that we know about anxiety, fear, anger, guilt, that we know our client's nervous system goes through, and that we know that we can help them with systematically every single time. And so what happens is that you get to be more focused on your client. And when you're focused on your client, that's when the change happens, not searching for a script or trying to remember what to do. We want you fully 100% focused on your client, right? So you need the right hypnosis training for what you want to do. You need the right hypnosis skill and techniques and the strategy for proper hypnosis session and client management. We don't want you having to work hard or think during the hypnosis session. We want you fully present and in service to your client. And when your client feels that way, when we can help our client feel like they're the only person in the world, and that's my goal. When I have a new client walk through the door, I do a pre-session routine to clear my mind and just forget about everything else so that I can treat the person in front of me just as if they're the only person in the world. That level of support helps our clients change and helps them recognize that they are good, that they are lovable, there's nothing wrong with them, they belong, and they are willing to do what it takes to get the results. Okay. You also want to have business building as part of your hypnosis training. Most hypnotists don't really kind of know how to build a business. They just know hypnosis. So our training includes how to build a business, because if you don't have any clients, you can't help people, right? So they kind of go hand in hand. You also want to have training that includes self-care and internal state regulation. You might have a really awesome book on hypnosis, but if your own state, if what you're doing, if you're nervous as a hypnotist, that's going to rub off on your client and you won't get as good of results. Okay. And implementation. Our training includes an implementation program, which means we're going to work with you after training ends to help you get and work with your first clients. And as I said earlier, we have a couple folks from our last training already seeing clients, already making money, already getting a return on their investment. Not having a systematic approach will stop you from being a successful hypnotist. Now, we know this because we get a lot of other hypnotists who are already hypnotists, right? I meet them at the NGH or they come across some of our training and they say, Erika, I'm already a hypnotist, but I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do with my client. I don't know what questions to ask. And like, do I give them a script? Like, what am I supposed to do? Like they understand hypnosis and they like it, but they're not quite sure what to do. So they feel overwhelmed. And, you know, when they feel overwhelmed, in a state of indecision, they do nothing. So they don't launch their practice and then they feel guilty or they feel bad. So having a systematic approach kind of allows you to truly be connected with your client and get them results. So what I teach is called 5-Path, 5-Phase Advanced Transformational Hypnosis. It was developed by Cal Banyan over 20 years ago, and it was based on a therapy called universal therapy. And so it's been around for a really long time, and it includes some of the best tools that psychotherapy has to offer. But we get to do it in the context of hypnosis, so our clients are getting even better results. Okay, so let me tell you about 5-Path. Here are the 5 phases. Phase 1, preparation, testing, and convincing. The goal of this is hope. We need our clients to be hopeful in order to continue to do the work. Now, all of our clients come in somewhat hopeful. Okay, your client won't be there at all if they're not hopeful at all. But a lot of them do come in like, Erika, I don't know why I'm here. I hope this works. But by the time they leave that first session, they have a completely different idea. They will leave knowing that change is possible. They will leave feeling better about themselves. They will leave with a clear mind, usually without the chatter, without all the negative self-talk, and without the chaos that's going on in their conscious mind. Now, after that, we're going to do phase 2, which is age regression. Now, this is another excellent way to get rid of anxiety. Age regression is the most powerful tool that we have as hypnotists. And the reason is because we are always doing an age regression in our own life. So our past, something from the past can come and kind of interrupt the flow of our life based on a past experience. For example, I had a client, she worked at the hospital, and somebody walked in with a red hat. And she kind of had a freak out. This is when she called me. She said, Erika, I walked off the job. I'm going to get fired if I do this again, but I have no idea why I walked off the job. And so I hypnotized her. We did age regression, and it turns out that her abuser wore a red hat. And so when she had that insight, now we're able to make changes. Now we're able to help her get rid of that limiting beliefs, work through some of those issues, and she was able to keep her job. And she ended up doing really, really well. Okay. After that is phase 3, forgiveness of others. Once we get rid of anxiety and fear, there's always anger there. Okay. And I don't care how nice of a person you are, how loving you are. As a matter of fact, a lot of my clients that are super loving, think grandma making cookies, loves her family. There is anger there. And we need to do a really good job of helping our client be okay with the fact that there's anger there. See, anger often gets associated with violence. And so a lot of people want to have nothing to do with anger. But in that suppression of the reality of anger, which is merely noticing what's unfair, okay, anger comes from noticing something that is unfair. Okay, so what we do with that anger, that is important. And for a lot of our clients, yeah, some of them do have anger issues. Okay, that's true. There's a lot of people in the world that have anger issues, but there's a lot of our clients who who don't really have anger issues other than they just keep suppressing it. Okay, so there's work here involved in helping our clients recognize and understand that that anger might be valid, and yet there still is something else to do that we can do with it. Now, once we get rid of this anger, and this is a really sneaky one, okay? It really is, you guys, because it's really easy to kind of overlook anger, especially when you're helping a client who is mostly a kind person who really doesn't want to have anything to do with anger. Guaranteed that there is some anger underneath the covers there that has not been addressed appropriately. And so, for example, with weight loss, there's always anger there. There's always unresolved anger there. And usually our client doesn't feel comfortable even recognizing or even admitting that they're angry about something. Why? Because they're a nice person. They're a good person. They're a compassionate, caring person, and they don't want to have anything to do with that anger. But it is under the covers. It's a limiting belief. They're not fully associated with it, but their subconscious is. And so now they're eating. They're eating to suppress it. Okay, so forgiveness and anger is a sneaky one. A lot of people don't want to raise their hand and say, yeah, I'm angry. Whereas if you ask people who's anxious, you'll get a lot of people who raise their hand. Because that one's a little more easy to address because everybody will just kind of self-describe them. Oh yeah, I'm anxious. Not with anger, okay? And so there's a little bit of skill involved here, but that's what the training is for, to help you, help your client be okay addressing long-held feelings of unfairness. And that's one of the tricks. We're just going to start calling it unfairness. We don't have to call it anger, okay? Now, in the end, when our client has gotten rid of that sensation, they'll still call it anger. They'll be like, Erika, you're right, I was angry. I just didn't realize I was angry. Okay, but once that anger is gone, back pain is gone. They stop eating too much. They stop smoking too much. They stop drinking too much. Okay, so that's a very, very, very important aspect of what we do. Now, once we get rid of that anger, and it could be anger at another person, it could be anger at the world, it could be anger at an institution, right? A systematic problem. There's a lot of that. Once we help our clients smooth that over and get rid of it, the next thing we're going to help them do is we're going to help them get rid of guilt. Okay? Same thing. So many of our clients are super loving. They're great people. They want to be great people, but, they have suppressed emotions. Okay? And so once we get rid of that anger, next what we're going to do is we're going to go after guilt. There are so many people who have some level of self-loathing. Okay? And why is that? Because they're super loving, but they can't get a couple of things done, and they have these feelings that they don't want to tell anybody about. They don't want to tell anyone how angry they are or how upset with themselves they are, because it's outside of their character. It's not who they want to be. And this is why it stays stuck, because they aren't being honest with themselves about the reality. With hypnosis, all of that becomes obvious. All of that, not only does it become obvious, but it's easy to work through, often in a single session, okay? So I said don't do single sessions before. That's not what I'm talking about here. I'm talking about this anger we can work through in a single session, okay? We're just talking about one slice of it here, okay? When our clients leave, and we've gotten rid of that anger, and now we've gotten rid of guilt, meaning the self-loathing and I'm not good enough, I don't belong here, that type of thing, our clients are feeling so much better. This is why it's so fulfilling, okay? Our clients will come alive right in front of your face. Now, we also have parts mediation therapy because some of our clients have secondary gain. Okay, secondary gain is a second reason to hang on to the problem, okay? So for some clients, for example, I've had plenty of clients who they stop losing weight. They're losing weight just fine, and then they stop. And they stop losing weight because their spouse is getting a little sad, right? Imagine that you are Netflixing with your hubby, with your significant other. Every night you have a fun routine where you sit down and watch TV and eat fun food every night, and that's fun for you. But now, one half of this equation is getting healthy. Doesn't want to watch TV and eat. They want to go on a walk. They want to take the dog out. They want to read. And so there's a little bit of issue that can happen between couples if that's happening. So we need to watch for secondary gain. Now, there's other instances that comes into play too, and not every one of our clients has secondary gain issues. So in general, we're doing these four phases with our clients, and that on average takes 5 sessions. Okay, so on average, we're working with our clients for 5 sessions, okay, over the course of 5 weeks. And so by the end of that 5 weeks, our clients have really changed right in front of you. They're sleeping better, they're feeling better. They might come in for one thing, but they're getting results in all areas of their life. Okay. Now I mentioned this before, so age regression and how powerful age regression is. It is the number 2 anti-anxiety technique because it eliminates the root cause of anxiety. What's going on in the brain is that in a scary situation, part of the brain kind of ditches out, okay? Now, we might call that trauma if you'd like to, but there's part of the brain that thinks you're going to die, okay? Like I had a client who was on an airplane, and all of a sudden, they were leaving from SeaTac, and all of a sudden, they hear this loud bang, and the pilot gets on and says, "Oh, we've lost an engine. And we're turning back around and we're heading back to SeaTac." Okay, so that client, by the way, I helped her in 4 sessions to get on a plane and go to Florida. She felt better after the first one. But for that client, part of her mind thought she was going to die in that moment. Okay, part of her mind thought she was going to die. And that part of the mind is still alive and well. And so what we do in age regression is we are allowing that part of the mind, we are putting a new ending on the story, okay? So basically that part of the mind that thinks, oh my gosh, we're gonna die, this is too scary. This is too scary, okay? And if you know anything about trauma, you know what happens. That part of memory does not get processed by the autobiographical part of the mind. So that piece of information does not get put into play and say, oh, that happened yesterday. Oh, that happened a week ago. No, what happens is anytime she thinks about flying, that part of the brain comes up again and says, oh, we're gonna die, because it was never finished. So this is the power of anti-anxiety and age regression. We get to go in and we get to put an ending on it. Yes, it was scary and you landed just fine. Yes, it was scary and you landed just fine. We get to go put an ending on that part of the mind in hypnosis because the client remains calm. Okay, they're not triggering the nervous system. So this is one of the most powerful skills we have as a hypnotist, is to be able to resolve this type of issue, because previous to this, clients would just get too anxious, and this client in particular, she gets too anxious, and so she just can't complete it. She's like, oh, it's too scary. I'm going to leave. I'm going to go do something else. Okay. So age regression is the most powerful tool we have as hypnotists because we get to go in and fix these issues, okay? Now, the truth is there's lots of trauma and there's lots of negativity and there's lots of BS in the world. And so it's not fair that these things are happening, but at least we get to help our clients' future be better so that they're not continuing to be driven by these past experiences. Okay, so it's very empowering for our clients. You do something like this with your client and you see them the next week and they're going to say, I haven't thought about that all week long. I had the best week of my life. Okay, because their past isn't interrupting their life. Okay. This system of 5-path is a proven system of hypnosis. Like I said, it was developed over 20 years ago, but it was developed from a program, Universal Therapy, by Gerald Kine. So it's been in use for over 30 years, and thousands of hypnotists use it. And so part of the reason that I think that's important to mention is that we just have a lot of experience helping people. And as a trainer, 5-path is updated all the time. So we almost get a new manual every time. And the reason for that is we have enough practitioners around that we continue adding to the body of work. Okay, so this isn't, hypnosis from 1970 or something like that. This is modern, professional, systematic hypnosis that works with our clients day in and day out. We only want to teach you the things that actually work, okay? There are other hypnosis classes out there, and I took one. I took a different hypnosis class first. but it really wasn't deep enough for me to gain any skill. And the truth is, on some hypnosis courses, they want to give you a little sample of every technique, and that's what mine was like. I call it a buffet course. You get a little sample of this and a little sample of that and a little sample of this, but you never gain any really deep skill. And so that's why I love teaching this class, because everything I teach you in class, I use with my clients. I'm not going to teach you anything that I don't do with my clients. And so this stuff is very practical, okay? It's systematic. Like I said before, it's criteria based, okay? So there are aspects of 5-path where you're going to ask a very specific question, and depending on your client's response, you're going to either do A or B, okay? And that really helps you because you don't have to make the decision. All you have to do is ask the question, and depending on how your client responds, you're going to do this or you're going to do that, okay? So it makes the practical work with clients so much easier, and you're not sitting there second guessing yourself all the time, okay? Depth testing is built in. So in the hypnosis induction, you want to make sure that your client really is in hypnosis. And so that element, which frightens a lot of hypnotists, is my client really in hypnosis? And how do I get my client in hypnosis? That's already taken care of for you, okay, with the 5-path induction. It's an excellent induction. It includes depth testing right in the induction, so you don't have to worry about it. You just follow through on that induction, okay? And clients get results. So, forget everything else I said. If you only remember one thing, the important part of 5-path is that clients get results. That's the most important thing. Clients get results. I had a client many, many years ago, and he called me. I had a consultation with him, and he called me the next day. And he said, Erika, why are you more than twice as expensive as any other hypnotist in class? And I said, because I get results. I get my clients results every single time. They don't want to mess around with maybe it'll work. They want results. They're tired and busy. And that's the truth. It works. We get our clients results. So, and I see Kathy question, can you do 5-path induction via Zoom? Absolutely. Absolutely. I've been working with my clients over Zoom since I published my first book. So when I published Reprogram Your Weight, and this was 2016 that I published this, I had people from all over the world who wanted to work with me, and most of them weren't going to fly into Bellingham, okay? And so I've been doing hypnosis remotely since 2016. Now, since then, Zoom has gotten better, and our clients are more open to it. Clients were not always open to doing remote hypnosis, okay? But since COVID, like everybody's on Zoom, and so it feels comfortable to our clients. And so really what it comes down to is that the client needs to be in an environment where they can receive hypnosis. And that was a challenge during COVID because everybody was like in one room. So I had clients go in their car in the garage or get in their car and drive to a park so that they could have privacy. And other than that, yeah, you can absolutely do the 5-path induction via Zoom. Now, the secret ingredient in 5-path is 7th path, right? We don't just want to do hypnosis with our clients. We want to teach them. And this is where it is so mind-blowing for a lot of our clients because they start taking the reins in their own life again. They will go practice 7th path, and the next time you see them, they're going to say, oh my gosh, Erika, I had this insight, and then this happened, and that happened. They're on the upward spiral. Okay, a lot of people talk about the downward spiral. We get to facilitate an upward spiral for our clients. And that's the truth. Okay, so they start living more freely, more completely. They're sleeping better. They're setting boundaries. They're following through on what they want. They're going to bed early. They are getting into some healthy and good habits. They're going to have people in their life ask them. Okay, this happens all the time, even with clients who aren't losing weight. They'll say, what's going on with you? Did you lose weight? Are you what's happening? I could tell something has changed, and that's always a good sign, right? Most issues hypnotists run into come down to their own thing, their own unresolved issues. So I just wanted to bring this up because a lot of folks enter this profession because they need hypnosis themselves, because they've recognized the power in hypnosis. And most hypnotists that I notice are experiencing issues, it's really an issue inside of them. So any issue in your business tends to be an issue internally. And so having a tool like seventh path self-hypnosis will be super valuable for you as well. But we also get to teach it to our clients. So now our clients are going home and they're learning seventh path on their own, so they're gaining skill. And that's what I want my clients to be able to do. I want them to gain skill with anti-anxiety, and I want them to gain skill with self-hypnosis. Both of those things are going to tremendously help my client for the rest of their life. Okay. So can you be a hypnotist? You might be wondering, hey, Erika, that sounds great, but what about me? You know, I'm anxious, or I'm whatever you might be thinking. But yes, you can. You can become a hypnotist. And of course, it helps if you have a servant's heart. Right? If you care, you can be a hypnotist, because that's what matters. When you really care about somebody, you truly can serve them and support them and help them with powerful hypnosis. Okay? You don't need to have a degree in psychology. You don't need to be a counselor. You don't need to be a therapist. You don't need to be any of those things. You just actually have to care about another human being. And sometimes you're caring about someone that you haven't met yet, right? But because you're here, I suspect that's easy for you. I suspect it's easy for you to care about people that you haven't met yet, okay? And this might give you an outlet for your big heart. A lot of our students are just such lovers, and they just really care, but they're stuck, like I was, like in a software engineering job where like I'm reading spiritual books and I'm kind of like doing heartfelt, heart-centered kind of work outside of my job. But now it's my primary part of my job, right? I get to do heartfelt, heart-centered work as a primary part of my job, and that's why it's so fulfilling, okay? So how different would your life be if you knew you already had the skills of a successful hypnotist and could change people's lives with your work? Because I want to suggest to you that you do already have a lot of the skills. And in 7 days, we can help you harness the power of what you already know, okay? So we are looking for compassionate hypnotists to introduce a new era of hypnosis using modern and effective techniques. All right, so Kathy asked, should we do our own work with 5-path or 7-path prior to becoming a hypnotist? You don't have to. You absolutely do not have to. We will have pre-work, though, for you to start studying, and a lot of our incoming students do get relief even before class starts, okay? But you would be doing it with 7th path, because that's self-hypnosis, okay? All right, let's take a look at some of our grads. This is Lisa Finn. Lisa is in Connecticut, and before she became a hypnotist, she was a life coach. And Lisa is lovely, but she wasn't getting clients, okay? Once she became a hypnotist, tons of clients. Why? Well, people see it as different than life coaching, and they get fast results, okay? So now she has a waiting list, and she's helping a lot of people. She helps a lot of people with fear of driving. And what's interesting is Lisa discovered a fear of driving is often anxiety, meaning generalized anxiety. And what happens is when, you know, they're anxious, her clients are anxious wherever they go, but when they get behind the wheel, now their anxiety is heightened because they're in a dangerous situation. So they come in, this is the presenting issue, okay, and you would learn this in class. What is the presenting issue? Okay, because there are different presenting issues as opposed to root causes. They are often two different things, okay? But she recognized that a lot of it was like generalized anxiety. They're coming in because they're noticing how anxious they are when they drive because they don't want to get in an accident. Okay, so she's helping a lot of people with that. She helps a lot of people lose weight as well. This is Kathy Hardy. She was a nurse and now she's a hypnotist. She helped a lot of people and was tired of seeing the same people in the waiting room, in the emergency room. And so she became a hypnotist, and now she's helping people with lasting hypnosis. We've only got a few minutes left. I might go over a couple minutes. I hope that you guys can stay just a couple minutes over today. But let me go through the rest of this quickly. This is Barry Small. Barry's going to come up tomorrow and record new videos here. He's a teacher, and he does hypnosis part-time and hoping to go full-time probably by the end of this year. And he's also pictured with Maggie there. This is Samantha Shaw. Samantha is a coach and she started her practice twice. So I love to tell that story. She started it here in the Seattle area and then she moved to Minnesota. And with our help, she was able to start her practice once again. So you can move around. You don't have to, like, you could start a hypnosis practice in a new city. Okay. And this is Heather Stewart. She had an autoimmune disease and she solved it herself in class. Okay, so she came to us with an autoimmune disease, and after class, she was able to reduce it significantly. And now she's helped other hypnotists, or she's helped other clients with the same autoimmune situation. So a lot of people come to her for celiac and things like that. And this is Anthony Gitch. Anthony is in West Seattle, and so is Christian. They're both in the Seattle area. We've got a ton of grads who are doing successful work in the world in a variety of different ways. They focus on different things. They specialize in different things. And we have a lot of that information on our website, too, if you want to check that out. Okay. So the requirements, anyone with a desire to help people at the deepest level, that's the only requirement. We want you to want to help people. This is not about making money, okay? I know that there are some hypnotists out there who love to talk about how much money you're going to make, and we have programs for 10K hypnotists. Yes, you can make a bunch of money, but that's not the right way to look at it, okay? We are looking for people who have a servant's heart first, because that's what I really care about. And that's where you're going to get the best results, when you actually care about somebody. People know it when you actually care about them, okay? There is no training in psychology. The only thing that's required is an LE, life experience, okay? So the possibilities are endless with hypnosis. Let me jump here to number 3, the 2-breath hypnosis technique. This is the number 3 tool, and you will learn this in class, and you can teach it to your clients. We also have it on our website, but it's very powerful. It's an acute anxiety technique, and it's short. It's like less than a minute, okay? The 2-breath hypnosis technique. Here's the webpage if you guys want to check that out. I'm sure Tim will post that. And here's the image that goes with it. Cool little fox there. I've lost almost all the weight I wanted, but my neuropathy is better, and that was unexpected. So our clients come in for one thing with a presenting issue, but then leave with so much more. And this woman was taking care of her adult son who had developmental issues, okay? She was super stressed, and then she went through cancer, okay? She wanted to lose weight, but trying to care for her adult son, single mom, like, it was too much. After hypnosis, she had massive insight in regards to her relationship with her son. And then she also got rid of the neuropathy. Okay, that was totally unexpected. I didn't even know she had neuropathy. But because we reduced the stress to such a degree, she noticed that she was able to knit again. Okay, so she was able to do the things that she wanted in her life again. So that was a huge benefit for her. This is one of Shannon's clients. I have lashes and brows. So we've got some young people who get stressed. It's often girls, like in junior high, they get super stressed and they pull their hair out. It's called trichotillomania. But hypnosis works really well. It's highly effective, okay? And it feels really good to help a young person too, okay? Here's some of our grads who've authored books as part of their programs, and we have a lot of other wins and other good things here. Our next hypnosis training course is July 21st through 27. And so we are looking for folks who are interested in training with us in our next course, about a month away. We've only got 2 spots left, okay? It's mostly full right now because we can only work with 8, and we've got 6 people already signed up. Here's us in class. All right, so here is what the training program includes. It includes comprehensive pre-work, okay, so that you come in class already booted up. Everybody feels really awesome when class starts. We have in-person 7-day training. It starts on a Sunday, it ends on a Saturday, okay? So if you're coming in from out of town, you fly in on that Saturday, you can fly out on that Sunday. There's the 3-month implementation program. So as soon as you graduate, now 3 months, we are going to work with you side by side, helping you get and work with your first clients, and that's what we're doing with some of our grads right now. It also includes the hypnosis training library. It's a vast array of advanced hypnosis techniques, including Reprogram Your Weight. So there's an entire program in there for Reprogram Your Weight. If you want to help people lose weight with hypnosis, awesome, awesome program. We also include what you would expect, like a lot of marketing templates and swipe files so that you don't have to think about things at first. You can just start promoting yourself easily. All right, now to the price. We have two pricing options. The first one is $4,500. That's the class only. What we like you to do, though, and what most of our grads do, most of our students do, is they sign up for the implementation bundle. It's $6,500, which includes the 3 months. So it is such an affordable way to get a brand new profession because there's not much more after this that you really need, especially if you're going to work with your clients remotely. If you're going to work with them in person, you need a chair. But a lot of our grads either work remotely or they work out of an office in their own house, so it's affordable for them, okay? We have a discount code for you guys, too. So thank you for being here today. Thank you for staying the entire time. We want to give you $500 off if you can make a decision before next Wednesday or through next Wednesday, which actually is July 4th, okay? But $500 off. We want you to use the code anti-anxiety. So there's a couple ways to do this. The first way is to apply. If you want to talk to me first, or if you want to talk to Tim first, if you have some questions, then please apply. And that is at cascadehypnosistraining.com/apply. Now I have a copy of, or a screenshot of that page here. And what I want you to do is type in anti-anxiety right in that little bit right there at the bottom. It says, who referred you? Well, I referred you, okay? And so just type in anti-anxiety there. And then when we receive your application, Tim will get in contact with you, answer all of your questions. And then if you sign up, we give you $500 off on the enrollment. Now, on the other hand, if you're sitting there thinking, oh my gosh, Erika, like this sounds awesome. This is totally it. We get a lot of folks who just want to come and do an direct enrollment. They just want to come buy it and pay for it and get started, right? So that's direct enrollment here. And for that one, again, I thought I put the screenshot here, but I guess I didn't. There's a coupon code. Okay, same thing. You're going to type in anti-anxiety right on that page and it'll give you $500 off. Okay, so please do that. And thank you, Tim. Yeah, we'll email you these links as well. So please do that before next Wednesday. And then what will happen, the next steps is we will send you a student package so you can complete the pre-work. And then class starts on Sunday, July 21st. So sorry that I went over by a little bit, but I want to thank everyone for being here today. And please reach out if you have any further questions for me or Tim, and make sure that you apply if you would like to ask us questions, or you can do the direct enrollment if you already know that this is the right training for you. All right, thank you so much, everybody. I really appreciate your focus and your time and effort here. And I just want to say thank you for caring. Thank you for caring about other people. Love you lots. Bye for now. I hope to see you in the hypnosis classroom soon.